I don't know, I'm glad my brain works like it does. It's probably not like anybody else's, but I was sitting there thinking about what Brother Lonnie said. And, you know, if that mother didn't save that little boy for 3 months, and then he put him in the bulrush, and then Pharaoh's daughter found him, we would have never had the 10 Commandments. That we wouldn't ever knew what the wilderness was. We wouldn't ever know about any of that stuff because that's how Moses came around. I was sitting there thinking about my brain was sitting there thinking about everybody in this church. Now, if you had to know that God is in control because God planned it that way for that woman to find him, and then, I mean, Moses actually killed someone. Then he went in the desert for 40 years, and he ended up on the mountain to get the 10 Commandments, and he led them as far as he could go. But everybody in here, I was sitting there thinking about Brother Lonnie. Brother Lonnie said that when he came here, the footsteps that he came here, he was a runaway. I think you said you borrowed your dad's car without telling him, and he ended up down here in Florida. And I mean, that's how he got here. Now, there's people here that's from Haiti. There's people here that's from Jamaica. There's people here that's from Kentucky. There's people here from Indiana. There's people here from Illinois. There's people here from all up in New York. But there's people from Matthew was born in Alaska.
It is so.
That's where he was born. But see how God worked it out, where every one of us, no matter where we were born, it's amazing if you think about it, how awesome God is, how precise He is. He had every one of us today be here, and the reason we're here is because He did something to trigger. He didn't hide any of us in a bulrush, but He did something to get us. Brother Les Levin came into this church from that TV broadcast. I came. Brother Marlo saw my picture. He prophesied, and he said I was going to be here. I didn't even know any of that stuff, but He guided my footsteps to get here. And I don't know if y'all see what I'm saying. Everybody here, God is so awesome that He guided our footsteps to be here, no matter how long we've been here, just today. And Brother Lonnie, me and Brother Marlo went to another church. I think those couple right there are the reason why. That's their pastor that comes here. I think they're the reason why Brother Marlo met, or Sister Campbell. I don't know. Anyway, you see that's another thing. God knows how to get your church and our church. He knew how to do it. It didn't happen last year. It didn't happen 5 years ago. It happened 2 weeks ago. And it was God's time for it to happen. And that's why it happened. But I just thank God. I just thank God so much that He is so awesome. He knows exactly what to do. And me and Marianne was talking today. She was teaching the Truth Project to the sisters, and she watched the rest of these tapes on the Truth Project, and she got mad in a righteous way because there's a lot of people she knows believes in evolution, and she said if they would see this Truth Project, then they wouldn't have to worry about believing in evolution because that's kind of stupid. I mean, anyway, there's a lot of people believe it.
Yes,
but at the same time, she was worried that she was saying that United States, you know, in the founding fathers of this United States, every one of them, the government, everything was built on Jesus. Everything, you couldn't even go to a cabinet meeting without praying first. They was going to do a meeting one time, and Benjamin Franklin, who wasn't even they didn't know if he was a Christian or not. They knew that he believed in God, but he got mad at everybody that was going to do this meeting because they didn't say a prayer first. See, this church was found. This country was founded on God, and she's worried that the whole United States is going to be consumed. But I honestly believe, like Nineveh or like Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, if you couldn't find 10, well, there's a whole lot. There's thousands and thousands of Christians in the United States, and I truly believe that's going to be the backbone. I hope y'all see what I'm saying. I just thank God. I thank God because you know what? If God wasn't so awesome in the beginning, He brought all them people here from other countries to start the United States. And then from that, the melting pot, from that, just look around at all the different nationalities that's in this building and knowing that God, in His ultimate wisdom, and it wasn't anything for Him to do. And He brought us all to be here, to be together, to be a family. Brother Ferry, I was sitting there, he brought him from Chile. because he was a soccer. I don't know if anybody knows he watching the World Cup, but Brother Farias was one of the greatest soccer players. He was a goalie. And he was so good. Now see, I'm going to show you how God worked. This ain't Moses, this is Brother Farias. He was so good in Chile that the United States, they weren't really soccer players. We was football and basketball and baseball and everything. They brought him to New York to teach soccer to people in New York. Now see, that's how God worked. So he got him to New York out of Chile, and then he brought him from New York to Florida. Now, he was raised by a Pentecostal mom and dad, so he didn't want his daughter and son to go to a church, to a regular public school. So he found a church school, Sister Marlo. Brother Marlo started. Yes. Now, see, you think that Brother Marlo didn't have anything, that he was just thinking about that school and just that was his thought? See, but God knew what he was doing. So he had that church school here so Brother Farias could bring, and then that's how they got here. But you know that he had to go from Santiago, Chile to New York to teach soccer, to come down here to teach soccer, to get his kids in school, so he could be here for 35 or however many years. Yes. But that's awesome.
Oh God,
that's just the way God works. But I thank God. I was proud. You know, it says in the Bible. I don't know if you can. I was proud, and without being sinful, I was proud of Brother Rhodes and Brother Harrison this morning. They represented our church, and I was so proud of them because they got up and they were highly, highly anointed, and God used both of them. I mean, Brother Harrison got up, and I was just like, man, I was just like it all. I was thinking, man, he was awesome. God was right on. But I just thank God. I thank God, and I thank God for every father in here today. And I just thank God for everything. Amen.